All right, good morning, everyone. This is your CET Scoop for December 6th, 2018 with your CEL Janie Cahill. I'm going to try to be a little quick today. I know you guys have a lot on your plates with next week being the last week of business planning and finishing your MAT plans and all of that. So I don't want to keep you too long today. Just want to give you a couple quick updates of some new dates that are coming up and new events, as well as some big thank yous to all of you for some of the wonderful work that you guys have all been doing. So here are some new dates that you can start adding to your calendar, some of our fraternal events and initiatives that we're going to have coming up here in quarter one. Just wanted to give you a heads up that on the 17th of January will be when our next quarterly edition newsletter will be coming out. Eric is working hard, and Eric and I and Melissa and all of us on the team are compiling all those stories and all those pictures and getting all the content ready for that. So in the meantime, if you do have any stories or pictures from your events that you would like to pass on for potentially us to include, please send those our way because we would love to have those stories. So again, just keep an eye on that. That will be coming out in January, and again, when those go out, make sure it's a great way to be sending those out to all your congregations, or a great reason just to stop off and drop one off to the church. That's what I do at times, and it's been really helpful as far as connecting with those churches. Also, I want to let you guys know that January 21st again is the MLK Day of Service. Last year we hosted a few events, one in the Dayton area, one in Columbus, to make it a day on or off, or I'm sorry, make it a day on, not off, day of service. Because of so much that's been going on, events lately, as well as our upcoming faith-filled projects, I don't have any scheduled that we're going to be doing as a group for that day for our members. However, I wanted to let you all know that if you want to, now I know it is last minute and it's only about a month headway, so I totally understand if it's not enough time, but I did have someone reach out to me who was asking if they could do a type of activity for Martin Luther King Day, and the answer is yes. So similar to the Giving Tuesday, the Thrive It Member Network does have some funds that are available that if you would like to lead your own action team on that day, please reach out to Eric and I, and we can talk about ways that we may be able to support you in that. So again, not a must-do. We understand it's really extremely late notice. We hadn't planned any major events for our market here, but you as an individual business owner, if you would like to lead your own action team for members in your area, again, just keeping in mind that those events, we cannot gear them to one specific representative. However, we just have to open it up to all those members in that area. So if someone wanted to do one in the Columbus area, we can't just invite just that person's members. We invite all of the members within a certain zip code when we're using those TMN funds. So just keep that in mind. And again, if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and reach out to Eric or I. Also, a couple dates coming up with our Habitat Faith Builds. I'll talk more about those in just a second. So January 23rd and 24th for those kickoff breakfasts. And just lastly, again, keeping on your radar that it's going to be coming up. So you'll see a lot of the hearsay posts and things that you can do to help promote this in your or with your member base, and that is our Lytton Challenge that we're going to be doing again. That will extend from March 6th to the 18th. So that will be an opportunity to really be promoting usage of those action teams with our members and reaching that Lytton Challenge goal. We did successfully reach that goal last year, so we would certainly love to see that again. So all of your help promoting that and pushing that with your members would be much appreciated. A couple of photos from our OSU new member event. We had a great event. Thank you so much for those of you who came out and had members that came out that day. The members got a great opportunity to take a really in-depth tour of the stadium. We enjoyed the football game. We enjoyed great food, had the opportunity to have time to really highlight the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and packing those huddle packs for a couple local high schools. And just again, overall, it was a really fabulous event. So thank you all to those who came, as well as promote it with your members. I wanted to make sure you know that that is one that we plan on continuing this for 2019. Obviously, we're going to make a few tweaks and adjustments as we're learning how to do these new member events. But just keep that in mind that that is one that we are going to be doing again next year. So again, thank you to all of those who came out. So a couple of events with our Habitat partnerships, starting to really get into the planning stages for these faith-filled projects. So two events that you should be aware of. We've got in January 23rd, which is a Wednesday morning, we're going to have our kickoff breakfast with the Greater Dayton affiliate. So the way these kickoff breakfasts work is we're going to be inviting a list of different congregations and their pastors, as well as potential other contacts within the congregation, maybe their COIs or congregational advocates, or just individuals within that church that can be really helpful in driving that project. So we're going to be extending out the invitation to those congregations, inviting them, educating them about our faith-filled projects, basically inviting them to be a part of the project. And again, we know there are various ways that churches can support these projects. It could be just through prayer support, it could be through on-site volunteerism, or it could be through the donation and fundraising piece, as we know that we will be presenting those generosity challenges to the churches and raising the 50% of the homes. So we definitely need a lot of church relationships on board to help make these successful. So on the 23rd, we're going to be having the event in Dayton. I'll give you, it's probably going to be around 8 a.m. When I get the final details for that, I'll be sure to let you know. It's probably going to be happening at the Dayton Habitat location. They do have a facility that'll accommodate that. So make sure if you, especially, you Dayton reps, have that date on your calendar. Also, we'll be having our kickoff breakfast for our Southeastern Ohio Habitat affiliate, and that will be on January 24th, the following day. So again, we've got those 2 dates. We're still working. I'm going to be meeting again in a couple weeks with Habitat Mid-Ohio and finalizing some plans for what we're going to be doing with Mid-Ohio. So there's more details to come for that affiliate. But I want to make sure you're aware. I know I've reached out individually to some groups of you all as we're looking and we're strategically planning these church of lists of who we're inviting to these. We want to make sure too, not only are we casting that net really wide and inviting those churches, but I want to make sure those churches that you have relationships in or churches that you want to have relationships in and develop inroads are included in that invite. So if you have specific churches, it doesn't have to be a long list, maybe just your top 2 or 3 that you have really great significant relationships with, or ones that maybe are your target focus that you think this project could help develop those inroads and introduce Thrivent to. Please send those church lists to me as soon as possible. And that's for anyone, because we have, like I said, the affiliates in the 3 different locations. So make sure you send those to me so that way we can cross-reference our invite list and make sure that they're included. So our Giving Tuesday, thank you guys so much for helping make this successful. I'm going to show you a few pictures here in a minute of some of the wonderful things you all did to support the day. This just shows kind of the national impact that we were able to create through this Giving Tuesday initiative as an organization. We had 15 Thrivent member networks participate, because this was something that was optional for the individual Thrivent member networks. And as you can see, those are the stats of the impact we were able to create. So together, we were able to raise over $737,000 in donations to the various charities that we were all supporting. So, and that's before the match. So that's a tremendous, tremendous amount of money. So you can see over 20,000 Thrivent Choice dollars were distributed. We had over 30 events. There were just all kinds of things that were going on in Giving Tuesday that really made us as an organization be able to make a tremendous impact. So again, I wanted to really just use this opportunity to highlight you all and the wonderful ways that you supported this and what you did to support our Thrivent Member Network initiative here in Ohio Western PA, as it was selected to support the Ronald McDonald House. So a big thank you. We had Mark and Spencer who hosted a kit packing party at their local skating rink. They brought all kinds of different supplies and items that the Ronald McDonald House was in need of, and got a bunch of members and community members together to pack those bags, and then I think enjoyed some laser tag and pizza in addition with that. So great work, Mark and Spencer. You can see a picture from where they were able to drop off all of those supplies at the Ronald McDonald House. So that was a tremendous opportunity. I know the Ronald McDonald House was very appreciative of that. So definitely thank you very much, Mark and Spencer, for your work. I think I accidentally got these slides a little out of place, but these are just some photos from our day's events that we did on site at the different Ronald McDonald houses. So you can see, thank you so much, Doug Booth, for helping come out during that early morning breakfast at the Ronald McDonald House that we prepared during our team cuisine that we served to the different members. We cracked a lot of eggs that morning. So we had a really great time. And the members got to tour the Ronald McDonald House afterwards, and that was the first time I had done it, it was tremendous. If you haven't seen it, you need to go check it out. It's pretty phenomenal. Also, thank you to Mark and Spencer and Terry Powers and his wife, Mary, for coming and helping us in Dayton prepare those freezer meals. Who would have known that the reps were such good chefs? I was super impressed. Yes, that is Terry Powers up there on the right corner chopping onions. Who knew he had some knife skills? But thank you guys so much again for coming out. I can't thank you enough for, I know these works, I know as you planned your action teams, a lot of work goes into planning these events. So, I really appreciate when you guys are able to come out and help make these successful for us. Also, a big thanks to Kathy Fullen and Kevin Larger. Wanted to highlight the phenomenal work they did. They held their own action team at a local, I believe it was a church called The Hanger, where they hosted a movie night fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House Dayton. They showed I Can Only Imagine, the movie, as well as had all kinds of snacks and various giveaways and different silent auction items and ways that they could raise money for the house. And I believe they raised over $1,200, even though it was a really snowy, icy night. So they didn't see the turnout that they expected because of the weather. However, they still raised over $1,200 at that event, which was phenomenal. So thank you, Kathy and Kevin. I know a lot of planning and hours went into that event. So thank you guys so much for what you guys did. And again, I know the Ronald McDonald House really appreciated that. Also, can't forget too, got a couple other reps. We had all kinds that participated and engaged with this. Doug Booth, he held his own action team at 2 different church locations of his local churches, Mifflin Presbyterian and his home church. They made no-sew blankets for members of the house, as well as packed snack packs as well, that they were able to drop off those donations. Tremendous work and tremendous hours and volunteer hours that went into that. Thank you so much, Doug. And Joe Riley and John Grollo, and I apologize that I do not have a picture from this. I didn't get sent one, but I think I saw one circulating on Facebook maybe this morning. So, but thank you, John and Joe. You guys were able, they incorporated a action team into their member appreciation event, and members packed snack bags for the house during that member appreciation event. So thank you, Joe and John. And I know, Bonnie, you were really helpful in helping make that event successful as well. So thank you guys all again, the reps, so much for the work you did in supporting that initiative. Here are just some pictures too, as I've been picking up pop tabs have been my life for the last week. Pop tabs, more pop tabs, and more pop tabs. So we had over 55 churches that participated throughout our region. So I've been spending time picking up and having some great opportunities to connect with the pastors and members of the congregation while I'm doing these pickups. And again, just been really great way to engage with our church. And thank you again to the reps, Mark and Dave and Terry, and you all have been so helpful. I hope I didn't forget anyone that joined me on those pickups. I know I've got a few more to make and a couple reps that'll be coming with me. Thank you guys so much for the help in coming along with those, as well as I know I had a few of you that did some pickups on your own for me because of some scheduling conflicts. So thank you guys so much for the support on that. And just letting you all know, just in preparation for next year, that we are going to continue that region. We are going to continue our Giving Tuesday, support the Ronald McDonald Charities. Corporate was very pleased. Maybe not necessarily, I don't want to say they weren't pleased with the number. We didn't raise as much as we would hope through the match. I believe it was around 2,500 that we're going to be matching through those online donations. However, the engagement that they had, that they saw through the churches with the Pop Tab Challenge, as well as the action teams with the representatives, they were really impressed. And so this is something we're going to expand out region-wide in our region next year, and we'll continue. So just to give you a heads up, something that way you'll have plenty of time to plan for next year. Quick reminder, make sure again tomorrow, or actually today, your MAP plans are due. So make sure if you have not submitted those and you're eligible next year, make sure you do submit those. Also, just as a quick, I wanted to throw it out there that if any of you want any support surrounding your fraternal events or activities in 2019, maybe it's a few congregations that you're wanting to develop some inroads or just some activities in your specific or key markets that you would like to work with, feel free to reach out to me if you would like my support in that. That's what I'm here. And now being 100% fraternal in my role, it does free up some time to be able to help, to help all of you in those. So if that's something that you would like my support in, please feel free to reach out. All right, so and I know I'm actually over the time, a little longer than I thought, as always. However, I'm going to leave these last couple slides to you, and I'm actually going to send the PowerPoint so that way you have them in front of you. These are just some December engagement guides or ideas, so I'm not going to read through these, but these are just going to give you some ideas that if you are looking for some ways to engage in your community, here's some specific ideas of what you can do. So this gives a lot of really great ideas as well to incorporate social media. Here's some other ideas, as well as some upcoming calendar dates to be aware of. I know it's a super busy time of year, so you probably have got a pretty full schedule, even probably taking some time off. But if there are something, the holidays is a great time to really engage with those churches because there's always activities are always going on during this time. So it's a great way to meet some new folks out and about. So I'm going to again send this, I will send this PowerPoint. I will attach it to this video as well, so that way you guys have those for any of you that would like to reference those. All right, so everyone, again, get those map plans in today. I will be gone all of next week. I will be on vacation all of next week. We are going to be on a Disney cruise, so we're pretty excited about that. So I will be out again next week, but I will be returning the week before if any of you have any needs. Not everyone, have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you later.